Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video. And in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. Some AI Dungeon 2. So I'm currently playing the AI Dungeon 2 card game. I haven't actually started this matchup. This is like the beginning of the match. They added in a new feature where you are able to edit the theme of your cards. So as you guys can see, it shows my health, my energy, and then it says theme right next to that. Apparently, what I put in the theme will determine what the text on the cards is going to be based on. So I don't know how this works because I've never actually used this feature, but that's what we're going to explore in this video. I'm going to edit the theme and then see how that influences the card text because I think that actually is pretty cool. This is one of the things that I actually wanted was just more control over the flavor of the cards, not necessarily the effects of the cards. So without further ado, let's hop into this adventure. I just woke up, by the way, so if I keep messing up and like slurring my words, it's because I'm like slowly waking up over the course of the video. So let's see. Monkeys or winter. Interesting. So these themes that they have for like the example themes that they're showing seem really simple. That's my first thought. I'm going to put in something very specific. So I'm really into like Abrahamic mythology, and I've been doing a lot of AI Dungeon 2 videos based on Abrahamic mythology. I mean, I would almost argue it's more like Abrahamic modern fantasy. So I'm going to make that the theme and then see how that affects like the text generation. So with that theme, let's just jump right in. So I don't think I saw the cards that I was holding really change at all. Maybe they'll change when I generate more cards. Like the new cards that come in may start being themed based off of that. Well, who knows? So I'm going to start by just playing an energy card, and hopefully I'll start waking up. I really don't like this like accidentally whoa like slip up thing that I'm doing. So let's see. We're gonna get the AI's move. They play Procavia, so they also just played an energy card. Because the next card I got was just like more energy, we still don't really see any change in the cards generated. I also just drew another energy. So right now I'm kind of wanting to just see what the theme is going to be. Does it affect the theme of my cards? Does it affect the theme of the AI's cards? Does it affect the theme of both of our cards? These are the questions that I want to know. But because no one's played anything yet, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see. So the first non-energy card that I've gotten is paperwork. The paper pusher cannot avoid the paperwork. The paperwork avoids him. So I don't know how that ties into like Abrahamic mythology. We'll see. And maybe I put in something a little bit too complex because the example themes they gave were monkeys and winter. So I imagine if I went with monkeys, they'd be like monkey themed, all the text. If I went with winter, maybe they'll be winter themed. But I don't know. But let's get the AI's move. Maybe the AI is going to play like an Abrahamic mythology thing. Ooh, okay, look at this. So the AI said healing light. The light of life shines softly upon all. That fits. That fits with the Abrahamic modern fantasy theme. So maybe that's what happens. The theme doesn't affect your cards, it affects the AI's cards. So that's pretty cool. If that's the case, I actually don't know if that's the case. Healing Light's kind of generic, so maybe it didn't do anything as far as I'm aware. Let's keep playing and just see if that establishes anything. I'm going to play Shield of 10,000 Spears because that has just hella power. The card's doing everything. So that'll probably help us out a good bit in this match. I'm feeling myself wake up a little bit more, so that's cool. I like that. Let's see, so they played an energy card. Orbis is home to countless star systems and a variety of alien cultures. All the energy cards are always going to be worlds, so I understand that they're not necessarily going to fit with whatever theme that you put. That's entirely fair. I have a lot of cards that are worth 2 energy. I want to play a card that destroys. So I'm probably going to play the old library. I do think destroying your opponent's hand is one of the best things that you can do in this game. See, right now, their hand is down to like 3 cards. So I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, now look, I got this card called History Repeats. And it says, The Dark Lord's return heralds the apocalypse. You should have remained a teacher. That's kind of cool. Like, that seems like it kind of fits with the Abrahamic modern fantasy thing. But again, I guess fantasy is so close to like an Abrahamic kind of thing in the first place that as long as like I don't know, I still can't tell if it actually fits or if it's just kind of the same generic fantasy thing that I had before. I think it might have been better if I had picked something that was less generic. You know what I mean? Than like Abrahamic fantasy. It is specific, but fantasy makes it seem like it could easily just not be what I think it is. Also, I think I'm about to like dunk on him really hard, to be honest. Mainly because I keep destroying his hand. I'm getting like all his hand. Oh, well, look at this. This one's called Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Okay, well, with that card, right, and the Dark Lord card before that, I do think that it is fitting the theme of Abrahamic modern fantasy because that one definitely is going hard into like the Abrahamic part. So I think it's working. I think the theme generation is actually pretty cool. Let's see. That does make me curious what would have happened if I had picked something like monkeys then. Dang it, they were able to draw a card and I ran out of destruction. But I really do want to try and win by destroying if possible. Big guns win the war, but little guns win the battles. And it's called Death from Above. Um, I guess now I can switch over to trying to deal heavy damage, I suppose. Um, the AI does have more energy than me, so the AI likely is going to be playing like these big cards that I just can't play because I don't have the energy. Signing away my life. If only I hadn't signed that paper, I wouldn't be here right now. See, that's kind of like a deal with the devil kind of card. I dig that. Let's see. Meerkat Militia? What? Long range attacks are the best. So I don't know what's up with Meerkat Militia. That doesn't seem like it necessarily fits. Let's see. I'm probably going to play Signing Away My Life because it seems like it is the only. Well, it will let me draw a card because I think maybe I'm 1 card down from my max number of cards. Yep, I sure was. Um, and it looks like the AI was able to replenish its hand like pretty quickly, which sucks. It seems like the destruction cards never deal like too much damage at once to your opponent's hand. Like I don't think I've ever seen a destroy card that destroys like 2 cards in hand or something. But you almost have to rapid fire those destroy cards to win by hand destruction because there are plenty of draw cards. Let's see, Apocalypse, goodness. And it deals 10 damage. That's a very fitting name. I don't care if the sky is falling. I get paid whether it does or not. That's interesting. Biofocal War. The general surveying the battlefield through a telescope is pleased to see his conscripts see double the enemy. What? Why would you be pleased to see double the enemy? It's kind of weird. So both of our health is insanely low, especially since I played a 10 damage card. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a 10 damage card before. Um, so my strongest heal card might be pretty good. But it might also be worthwhile to just deal like as much damage as possible, because then I might be able to 1 card kill next turn. Like the fact that I get to hit them before they hit me kind of incentivizes me to just hit them like really hard right now if I can. Let's see. A cut above. Ah, damn. We're like tit for tat. Like I really need to just keep laying on the damage. With a flick of the wrist, a blade protrudes from her glove. You're 2 cuts and a parry. You're 2 cuts and a parry ahead of me, she says. So I think that's interesting because that's very accurate. Because I hit and then she hits and then I hit and then she hits. I do think that I'm like a few hits ahead of her. Like as long as I can keep pounding away and dealing damage before she can deal damage, I'll just inevitably win. So I'm going to play Politicians. The political machine destroys all who dare to oppose it by any means necessary. Then I'm going to get an AI move. Ooh, cool. I got a card called the Chaos Angels. This seems like it definitely fits with the theme. The Chaos Angels release the Sword of War, and the warriors vanish in the cloud of death. Okay, they played Abigail. A well-placed knife to the ribs isn't so terrible. Besides, it could be a lot worse if she were coming at you with a handle. That's interesting. Like, sometimes you might rather be stabbed than be, like, beat with, like, the pummel of a blade or something. Wise, maybe? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe she's saying sometimes it's better to die, like, getting stabbed with a knife, than it is to, like, just be beaten with one. But I'm going to play the Chaos Angels because I think this will actually just straight up win me the game. Because the AI only has 7 health and this deals 7 damage. You won. Questline complete. You found and defeated the trickster at his own game. You can now use him in future games. Ballin'. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to test out the new theme system. What are my thoughts on it? I think it works as advertised. It seems like you really can control what the text generated on the cards is like. I think the only issue that I had with it really is that the cards by default use a fantasy theme, and then I decided to try and test it using a specific kind of fantasy, right? But because it's still fantasy, sometimes it's really hard just looking at the cards to determine whether or not the cards are actually fitting within the theme or just fitting within like the default fantasy. But clearly there were cards that were specifically based on Abrahamic modern fantasy. So I highly recommend that you guys check out the AI Dungeon 2 card game before it goes away. I don't know why it's going away because I do think that's kind of weird. I would definitely prefer it if they just kept the card game in and they just kept adding things to the card game over time. I also think it would be cool if in the future they kind of let us make our own card game. I'm not entirely sure how that would be any different from the theme system, though, that they already kind of have put in. Because I think making your own cards might be too broken. Maybe not if the energy amount is set based on like how powerful the card is. Because then if you made like a broken card, the game could say that it's worth like 10 energy or something, and then that would be fine. To where like you could make your own like card effects and descriptions. But yeah, I do want to see more stuff like this. Like I think this is like a cool idea, taking a step in an interesting direction. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and on our Discord. Link to the Discord in the description box below. If you guys have any video ideas, definitely let me know on Discord. If I like your video idea, I'll make it a reality, but I'll charge you for the idea. Well, I'll charge you for the video, not really for the idea. But if you guys want a video that's an hour or less, I'll charge you $7. And if you guys want a video that's more than an hour long, I'll charge you an additional $7 for every additional hour. So a 2-hour video is $14, 3-hour video is $21, etc., etc. If you guys just want to help out the channel, feel free to donate to the channel using our Cash App, link in the description box below. Every donation is greatly appreciated. Thank you all once again for watching. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jump Like the One Only, logging out. Peace, guys. Check it about.